I'm in incredible pain.
I don't know if I'll ever get my tongue back.
I'm tearing up. This is fine.
I can't hold on anymore.
This is Danny Wrench. He's an international master and chess.com's co-CEO. You've been at the heart of many dramas, from the start of online chess exploding to being personally sued by Hans Niemann.
Andrea, you're scaring me. How you're looking at me.
Oh, that's just how I smile during intros. And today we're going to dive into all of that, asking him increasingly spicy questions with increasingly spicy sauce.
All right.
Let's go.
Danny, how are you feeling? How's your spice tolerance?
I'm incredibly nervous right now. I watched some clips of Hot Ones coming in, and I see a lot of people crying as they make their way through, so I'm hoping to hold it together.
Well, you can't be worse than Andrea. She only recently started handling pepper on her eggs.
Yeah.
Handling is an overstatement. I don't touch spice at all.
Let's start with the first sauce. We're
Okay.
gonna do the sauce, and then we're gonna ask you the questions. And we'll all do it together.
So sauces go
Together.
first.
Sauces
Okay,
go first.
we're doing our own sauce.
Yes, but
Okay.
come on, guys.
Yeah,
Let's be
You
real.
know,
about
I mean, I will.
that's
okay.
pretty, okay.
Danny's for real.
I have
Alright.
different standards.
Honestly,
Alex
that was an
goes first.
accident, so I appreciate the compliment.
I am just
Andrea.
dabbling. No. I will
Andrea.
throw up, and I will. There are a lot of kids in this tournament hall. I'm not trying to traumatize any children today any more than I already have. So I need to be.
Okay, but don't just put a
modern.
dot.
You know how I am. You know what it's like. You know the life I
Andrea,
live.
That's
And I'm lactose intolerant.
Andrea, this is not
That's-
acceptable.
come on.
I'm sorry, but I might have to pour your sauce because this is.
No. Okay, don't. We're here to bully Danny,
I'm not
me.
gonna be upset. Your sister
I
will
am
just
a
have to make
side
up for it.
character. This is the target.
I don't think I've ever been more nervous to shoot content, and I've done a lie detector video.
That's
so
true.
This is absolutely crazy.
All right, are we ready? I sauced it up. Andrea put like one drop.
I
like a
took
baby.
as much as I can handle.
This one's very mild. I honestly kind of enjoy this one. I might put it on willingly. All right, so
Yeah.
Danny, do you think
All right.
chess players are smarter than the general population on average?
I think probably there's a lot of chess players who think they're smarter than the general population on average. I don't think that that's true. I think chess players think that they're smarter at a lot of things besides chess than they probably should. But no, I think that chess is one of those things that's a lot more hard work than IQ than people think.
Okay. All right, sauce number 2.
Okay.
Easy question.
I hope I handled that well. Now I'm getting nervous. Okay.
Don't worry, your next question will not be as easy.
Angry goat pepper. There should be a Magnus face on that. Angry goats.
Wow, this is delicious.
That's legitimately good.
This is legitimately good.
So,
Okay.
question number 2. Who do you think is the biggest diva in chess?
There's a lot of divas. I think they're all divas.
I mean, we're divas too.
At this point, I would actually argue if we don't give it to Anish Giri that we're not doing the chess world a service. I feel like he's worked hard enough to earn the diva status.
Why Anish?
I mean, just look at him on social media,
Can you give us some
in
quotes?
my DMs. Anish is incredibly high maintenance. That's what I will say. Anish wants to be appreciated for all the things that he wants to do anyway.
As he
and
should
so
be.
he's constantly negotiating about everything, and just thank God we don't have to work with him or pay him to tweet, because he tends to like to do that. So that's what I'll say. And yes, there's probably more behind the scenes I could say, but I think Anish Giri gets the diva.
Okay, that was a surprise.
He is the most vocal on Twitter out of the chess community.
I think
so
Anish
it's
is
a
gonna
fair
like
answer.
that. He's gonna like that.
All right, okay, number 3.
Oh my gosh.
I'm already feeling the burpees.
I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I still pouring? That was more than enough.
I think you're enjoying this a little too much.
Okay.
Andrea, it's your turn.
I'm taking this seriously, all right?
Andrea, you can't just eat the same chicken.
I don't like wasting food. I come from a Romanian household. I don't know about you.
No. 2 drops at least.
This is getting
Andrea,
harder.
2 drops.
And it has
Andrea,
passion fruit in it. That's a crime.
are we ready?
Okay, ready. Cheers it up. Here we go.
Cheers.
I've been to a bone there. No, it's not good.
This one felt a little sweet, which I didn't like the sweetness.
I agree.
This one felt less spicy than the first one.
Not a fan. Good call on the passion fruit being out of place, Andrea.
Ugh. I don't like any of that.
So,
Okay.
Danny, who do you think has a higher raw IQ, Hikaru or Magnus?
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Is there a secret third answer? Andrea
Nope.
Botez has a
No,
higher
no,
IQ. I
can't
want you to get in
compete.
trouble on that question. I think Andrea Botez has the highest IQ. Let's see. They both have a higher IQ than me. Can I say that?
Who do you think has higher EQ?
Me for dealing with both of them? Can I say that?
Both of them, Danny.
Both of them.
You gotta answer one.
Most people don't get offended about EQ. They get offended about IQ.
Okay. Well, I already said Andrea Botez has higher IQ, so she gets in trouble. And I'll go with Hikaru.
I mean, I guess being a streamer, you have to be more sociable. So that was the argument.
Yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble no matter what. So. Barbacoa, hot sauce. I'm sorry. I'm like as if I'm looking at it as if I have a choice.
So Danny,
Not
Not too
bad.
bad.
how much power does Magnus have over chess.com?
I would say Magnus has a lot less power than people would think. I think that every top player is kind of an ambassador for the game. I think the creators have power.
Yep.
Top players have power, right? I think it would be ridiculous for chess.com not to listen to the
Yep.
top ambassadors in the game, but Magnus doesn't make business decisions at chess.com, nor does Hikaru, nor do they make cheating decisions, nor do they make any of the decisions people think that.
So what's been
They
the
make.
biggest influence Magnus has had on a chess.com decision?
Well, we didn't do much to change the branding, but we did work with him to try to bring what the tour was, the Chess 24 tour, over to chess.com. And we obviously, had a lot of discussion about that. But again, not just with Magnus, with other top players too. So, but other than working on the events there, I would say that Magnus and I disagree about more things than people would think. So I actually don't think that
Who
it's
usually gets the better of those arguments?
usually Magnus. No, when it comes to things that we're gonna do or not do together. But yeah, I think Magnus doesn't really want to have as much involvement with the business. He trusts us. He likes what we're doing. But yeah, I would say less than you would think.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair. How are we feeling about the spice so far? You can handle it, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay for now.
I think it's starting to linger more as you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
You know?
feeling the lingering. The tongue is burning.
after effects last
Yeah.
longer for sure.
All right, so I'm halfway there.
Djablo. Okay, that just sounds crazy.
Djablo. Andrea, you haven't even cried yet, so I feel like you're not putting enough sauce. As your big sister.
Okay, I will put. I'm getting the
Look at me.
tummy.
It's
just-
legit.
I have acid reflux, and I'm 22 years old. Let me round up.
Please just take another chicken wing. Stop eating around the bone. This is
It's
strong.
the sauce has more power on less chicken. I don't
Okay,
see why you're
a little
mad.
bit more sauce. Come on,
Ugh,
Andrea.
disgusting.
Pathetic.
Ugh.
It's different.
Ugh.
It's different.
Oh God.
It gets worse.
Okay, I felt that one.
Are you there yet, Andrea?
Oh
I
man,
haven't swallowed it.
Yeah, it's starting to hit.
Oh God.
the
That was
follow-up
not the one
flavor.
to- oh God.
It's not even that it's getting hotter. It's getting.
don't wanna touch the
I'm
milk,
not
I don't wanna
enjoying
touch
that.
the
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first one that has me worried about this. I was
good.
so nervous to start, and then I've been in this relaxed mode, and now I'm
Oh my
back
God. I've never felt worse pain than this.
So I
Back
get
to
this
nervous.
I get weird happy chemicals when I eat spicy food.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm starting to feel
I think
like
I'm
I just
hyperventilating.
Okay,
want
let's
to do the whole
go.
day. The birds are singing, my sister's tearing up. What more could you ask for?
I don't want to
Okay,
touch the milk.
I've suddenly looked at that milk for
Okay.
the first time.
I'm gonna have to touch
I'm
the
gonna start
milk.
with water, but yeah, this is a problem.
Okay.
Uh,
And we're only halfway there, so they're gonna get more.
I don't think I can go anymore.
Okay.
All right, Danny. Do you think female players have an easier time breaking into chess content from the start?
Not even close. I don't think that's true at all. I think female content creators, this is probably not exclusive to chess, have a harder time from a toxicity standpoint, from a judgment and unfair comparison standpoint. I think that's like a ridiculous statement to make. Yeah.
I think they have an easier time standing out from the beginning in terms of just if you're any other chess player, it's going to help if you look different than the norm.
Yeah.
But I think after that, it's
Yeah,
better.
because I think even if you stand out, it immediately is a standout and then immediate in the comparison lane,
Yep.
in all kinds of like unfair ways. And I think we've seen it. I think we're trying to do everything we can, like social media and everything, to platform women creators in chess. I mean, for all the right reasons, but
course.
I actually don't always know that it helps some of the toxicity, unfortunately.
Andrea, you're heavy breathing.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard a word
I
that
keep-
has been said. I can't pay attention to this
FYI, I'm
conversation.
also struggling with this, so. Okay, but no, I don't think that that's true. And I stand by that decision.
Okay, sauce number 6.
I have zoned out for the last 30 seconds.
This is
I was
actually
trying to
getting.
listen to Danny, and all I hear is Andrea.
I'm trying to do the thing where I just
getting
like,
really-
just like black out for the next
Does that
5
happen?
minutes.
Because I'm feeling more and more
Oh,
just
God, what did I do
confused
there?
where I am.
All right, Andrea. Here,
I'm
I'll
feeling
pour it
like
for you.
lightheaded
Do you want me
from
to pour
this
it for
sauce.
you?
No, no, you tricked me on that one. I'm.
You can't put less than that one. You need at least 2 drops. Come on.
If you feed me more sauce, I'm gonna start asking my own questions,
You can do it. I'm watching.
and I'm gonna ask you them too. No, no. After what you did to me, I do not. I'm not taking your doses anymore. Ugh! I'm done with
This
this.
is actually becoming a problem.
I haven't even had my.
This is. I can't even pay attention to questions anymore. Ew. As a father of girls, do you think chess should have women's titles?
As the father of girls, aren't I supposed to ask the girls in the room
We
what
can
their
answer
opinion is
after.
of that?
We can answer after.
I mean, I honestly think like it has nothing to do with being the father of girls. I think like it's a question where we should have perspective and empathy that I have talked to many women on both sides of that discussion for a reason,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of different perspectives. So when it comes to my family and how I view it, because of what you asked, I have 2 boys and 2 girls. My girls are actually more into chess than the boys. We'll see if that lasts.
Everyone's struggling.
But chess.com's goal is whatever creates the most inviting, most inclusive, and most supportive like environment for women, that's our job. After that, I don't think it's unfair for me to say like, what do women chess players think? And I think that that's what I would say whether I had girls or not.
So, do you lean towards yes, you support them, or no?
I've answered this question a lot in interviews, and I think that we need more girl heroes. And I think in any other sport, like people compete for things when they see someone they want to be like, right? And I think chess did a really poor job, regardless of talking about whether it was inclusive enough for women like a few decades ago. It's done a poor job building up women heroes. So in my opinion, whatever creates more motivation for women to stick with chess in the long term is the right answer. And like, I don't want to say any names of people who have said this argument, but one of the arguments I've heard for women's titles is that if there's opportunities for women to be presented as successful, that's actually super critical for inspiring girls, regardless of the framing. And I think I would say maybe right now we're still in an environment where that's the most important thing. But long term, I actually do think this is for women to solve.
Fair. Andrea, what do you think?
I'm not a title player, so I have no thoughts.
Okay, as a woman with a female title,
Has the WFM title like done good for you, do you think?
I think it's embarrassing.
Oh, okay.
I used to like it before. Actually, I don't even know if I thought about it much as a kid. The reason I was for women titles is because I've asked a lot of young girls what they're looking forward to in chess, and so many of them use female titles as a reason while they're still playing. So it's like, okay, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
On my end, I wish that I'd never gotten a female title and just gone for a regular title. It's the argument I heard before where we don't have female PhDs, we just have PhDs. So why
Right.
do we have female titles? It
Right.
makes it feel like we shouldn't lower the bar.
Yeah.
I like female-only tournaments because I think it's a cool environment for women and it still helps build female heroes. But just for me, in my case, I wish that had not been the option growing up.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not better, I'm only speaking from my own experience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But again, I'm always torn because I ask the young girls and for them it helps them. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah. I think we're on path for conversations in the next 10 to 15 years of talking about women being the best, some of the best chess players in the world,
Yep.
not best women chess players. I actually do believe that.
Exactly.
So I
Yep.
would say it's a good conversation to be having, but I
It might be too
already
early.
believe we're on a trajectory where it's starting to change.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not just because I'm a big Badhana fan or Vaishali fan, go Vaishali at the candidates, but I really do think that we're seeing that.
What percentage of professional chess players think women are inherently worse at chess?
I mean, I think we both know the answer is unfortunately not zero. Unfortunately.
Definitely not
I-
zero.
Yeah,
I'm just curious
I-
how high you think
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is.
I don't believe
Above
that.
5%, below 5%?
Oh my god. So over 5%.
Yeah.
Well,
10%.
I'll tell you what I think my answer is after you tell me.
Okay. I think, unfortunately, it's not zero. I am curious about your answer. I think back to the question we were talking about earlier. I mean, I would argue there's a lot more evidence that The only thing inferior that women have had has been opportunity. We're having a micro conversation about women in chess and how people feel when we have macro issues of generationally inherited decades of women not being encouraged to pursue math, science, technology, and chess. Just like, oh, this isn't a thing for women, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who's judging it through the lens now and says like women are inferior to chess is just either being a bigot or they don't have enough information. And frankly, like there's a lot of evidence you talked about PhD and poker. There's no reason to believe that with opportunity that women aren't gonna have the same potential for chess careers. And
while this is true, and I'm talking like competitive players, like people who make their living from chess.
You're talking like grandmasters and
Top grandmasters.
Yeah, or maybe even I am and up, because some people make a living by chess. What percentage of them do you
it's
think
probably,
are inherent?
I would hope it's less than 10%.
Okay. I think it's anywhere from 1/3 to 50%
One
based
third?
on my experiences.
Really?
Don't you think
Because,
your
like,
experience is a smaller sample pool?
I mean, I've been around grandmasters for a really long time, and I tend to like to ask people these things. I would say it's from the top players, especially in countries like Russia and Eastern Europe, where this is something way more commonly accepted. And I truly think if you would ask them and they didn't have a camera and they were being honest, at least a third of them would be like, yeah, women are inherently worse.
It's an unfortunate experience, and you would know more than me, sadly.
I mean, I've seen coaches of female teams be like, oh, it's so hard that I have to coach them. I'm like, yeah, coaching is hard. They're like, no, because they're women. And just things like this happen all the time. But I also think top players have more biasy because they just see less female players.
Right.
And chess is their only priority. At least it's not the majority.
It makes sense, but on a first hand, you'd also probably experience more people who are sexist because you're directly a female. I feel like they're more likely.
I also have a lot of friends who are super supportive though. Like Robert Hess. Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah.
He always cheers me up on this issue.
We talk about it from a commentary perspective. I mean, Robert and I are super conscious of the fact that, like, you know, women have lack representation in commentary, and then in the commentary role, like being sensitive to how people are positioned, what questions they're asked. And I mean, like, you know, Tanya Sachdev is a badass chess player, better than me, right? And like, we are doing the best we can to try to make sure that everybody has like equal voice, equal representation, and we're not sort of putting roles in. But also, I think like with time and with more opportunity, you know, we want all talent to have the role that is best for that person's personality, right? Yeah. And so I'm going to Robert Hess because you mentioned commentary, but I think that that's maybe a big part of helping to fix the problem too.
Yeah, and I've even asked people who have changed their mind, and they're like, I used to, but then I kept getting beat by women.
Yeah.
So that's
amazing.
my
There you go.
change.
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic.
Agreed.
Okay, my mouth is burning.
Yeah.
I'm not putting any more
got
sauce.
wondering-
I'm having heartburn.
At some point, does there become a strategy of how quickly we move on? That kind of looks like Ginger GM. Shout out to Simon Williams.
can
I'm not
handle
saying
the
you
heat.
look like a goat, Simon. I'm saying it's Ginger GM with the beard. Okay, that might get me, I don't know, in trouble.
This is the amount of sauce I have on. Yours looks okay. No, Danny, you're good. Andrea,
I don't want to hear it from you.
all right.
I've
Cheers,
had enough
I mean, I'll
you.
dip it if you want it, but I'm
Yes,
not
thank you.
excited. All right.
Oh, that was a really mushy part of the wing.
It has a little bit of like vinegar in it, and I'm like kicking a little bit. Okay.
What percentage of cheaters do you think chess.com
I
catches?
wonder how long it would take for us to get to the cheating questions.
You know there would be one.
Well, I think to speak statistics, I'd have to say like chess.com catches every cheater, because by definition, once we know they're cheating, we close them.
Right, but there must be some that haven't.
I wasn't totally planning on avoiding the answer. I'm saying, but it is, from our perspective, it's not a matter of if, but when. So I'm being honest, it's not an unfair way to say, like, we do eventually catch all the cheaters. There are the conversations of, are we too conservative? Do we believe there are people who've cheated on the site and gotten away with it?
Yeah.
Right? I think sometimes people ask how many cheaters we close, and we actually publish a report on this. We publish an article every month. You may not have noticed, that says like how many title players we close for cheating, how many total players we close for cheating. I think last month we averaged closing 2,000 accounts a day.
Oh, wow.
actually
Damn,
kinda
that's
sucks.
insane.
So the answer, unfortunately, has to be that we do act with a level of certainty that we're prepared to stand up against any scrutiny, including
So
court.
I think you're saying that from the ones you catch,
Mm-hmm.
you feel very certain they're cheating. But
Yeah.
what about someone who cheats like once or twice?
It is hard. It is hard to catch people who cheat sparingly. I'll say this. We closed a top 100 grandmaster after only 11 games.
Wow.
That should speak to how good we've gotten, because we never built our algorithm initially to catch the world's best players. We actually built it to stop the world's best chess players from playing cheaters. We were trying to protect them.
Yeah.
And then over time, as we kind of built our own monster and there was money, this is harder to talk, like we had more reason to have to catch GMs. So integrating and improving the algorithm and the systems that got us to the point we are now. When we closed that guy for 11 games and he admitted,
Yeah.
there's a lot of names in the Hans Niemann report that people looked at and figured out through their own deduction. I will neither confirm nor deny to show. So I think sometimes I throw back and go like, hey guys, I understand it's frustrating, but also we do have a pretty good track record of willing to do it, and we don't have any reason to protect anybody, right? And so it does take time, and sometimes you have to act that direction where at least when people know we're not hurting innocent people, then we do have to respect that it takes time.
Fair.
Is that fair?
And should
Okay.
high-level players be treated differently at getting banned for cheating versus you think of beginner?
Title players?
Because maybe you could argue that they've put more
Yeah, in my
years into the
opinion,
game.
yes. And we've been criticized for that, right? I mean, obviously everyone knows there's been some scandals recently. I think we've been criticized at times for people who feel we're too lenient for title players. I've leaned, these are people's livelihoods and reputations, and in my opinion, even if they make mistakes, they deserve an opportunity to acknowledge the mistake and have a second chance.
Right.
But at the same time, we've now got to look at other sports. Like when someone gets busted for performance-enhancing drugs in the Olympics, like they don't ask permission. They just say, hey, you're banned.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe there's something to the fact that at some point we do need to have a little more capital punishment style. So we're figuring this out in real time. We have been more lenient and operated with a minimum second chance policy, but I would also say this, anybody who admits actually gets a second chance, not just title players.
Okay.
The difference is title players have more opportunity, so they can take money from other title players, which is where it gets tough.
Yeah.
And there's a reason we're under fire about this, because it's a tough topic, but I probably already
That's a good
said
answer.
too
I
much.
think
That
But
was a good answer. Okay, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but we're probably gonna do the worst sauce now.
But this
the
is number
one-
7.
This is the bomb. This is the one that's usually the worst.
it's the one that people talk about.
Let's not cop out on it,
Okay.
because our audience deserves us to suffer.
Okay. Okay.
Our audience
And if
deserves
you're
us to
enjoying this
suffer.
video, thank you, chess.com. Click their link in the comments so that we can continue torturing Danny in the
If
future.
you enjoy this video, hit subscribe.
Yeah. Andrea, this is the only one I ask you not to cop out on. This is the only one.
I don't
Come on,
think
we
I've
need a
ever
real
been this
reaction.
silent in my entire life.
We need a real
I
reaction.
feel like that should speak
Thank you,
measures.
Danny.
Oh my
I-
God.
thank you.
What is
I
wrong
will
with
do
me?
what I can handle.
Okay, but
What I can handle.
Oh
What
my
I can
gosh.
handle. I will
shouldn't
put
do
more
that.
than
Like,
I did on the last one.
I'll
find
make
okay.
less
I was gonna say
fatty.
that looks legitimately
I
dangerous.
will do
what I did there.
legitimately
Like, if
as
we
much
tear
as
up,
I
they'll know
can
we
without
actually
throwing up.
Okay.
Yeah, do as much as you
I'll
realistically
do one
can.
dollop.
You
A
got
big
it,
one.
Andrea. You got it.
Come on, sister. I believe in you,
It's
buddy.
it's taken its time. It's defying gravity, which is
The good news
it's
is it doesn't
simply
get worse
not
than
coming
this.
out.
Yes, it won't get.
Ah,
No more?
no,
More?
that's
A
good.
little more, a little
no,
more.
that's
Little
bigger
more?
than the last one. That's
A little
big.
more, a
no,
little more.
no. I took more for the last ones, and I had to zone out for half the conversation.
Okay.
I would like to listen.
I'm
You
gonna
want to
die.
cheers our wings before
Yes,
we go?
I will bite the whole part.
All right, guys. I have never taken this much hot sauce. I might tear up, even
you
though
want,
I
I
have
can
a high
ask-
spice tolerance, but I don't want to chicken out. So here you go.
Trying to get sauce on
chicken out.
Andrea.
Yeah, go, Danny. Okay.
I should have known.
Okay. Oh dear Lord.
I can't eat it. I wasn't able to bite the chicken.
That was all the sauce.
Okay.
I wasn't. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh my God.
I was. Oh god.
I feel like we're on a roller coaster, and I don't even know what part of the roller coaster we're on yet.
Oh god. I wasn't able to bite the chicken. I just ate the sauce.
Hold the milk for a second. Just experience. Have the
I can't. Ow. Oh god. Ah! Not my no. The chicken fell and it stained my nice jeans. That was so bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
my
took
God.
A lot of sauce. I don't know. So much sauce.
I actually feel like I messed up and took way too much.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God.
I guess this is.
I'm tearing up. This is fine.
Oh god. I feel like I'm in space.
I get the hiccups when it gets really hot. Holy shit.
I don't know if I'll ever get my tongue back.
Okay, I can't hold on anymore.
Water's just gonna make it worse.
Oh, yeah, this is very unpleasant. I once accidentally tear gassed myself. That was a lot worse. Well, but this is not pleasant either. But the tear gassing trained me for this.
I feel defeated
I
in
don't
every
incredible
way.
pain.
the first one crying. This is unpleasant.
I just want this to be over already.
Me too. I'm in incredible pain. That is incredibly hard.
So this is made from some of the hottest peppers known to man. And it says 1 drop at a time, and I'm pretty sure I just put like a sprinkle.
I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm not even getting asked the questions.
That was the worst one.
I'm not kidding.
No,
My hands are buzzing.
I know, Danny.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. I'm with you there.
You did this to us. Next question. What is the craziest thing you've had to do to placate a grandmaster?
Besides,
Don't touch your eyes.
yeah.
My eyes.
I mean, besides letting an admitted cheater who sued me personally for $100 million back on the website.
That's pretty up there.
I think it's the hot sauce talking.
My eyelids are tweaking.
I legitimately don't want to do this anymore.
All right, guys, we could do a little less sauce for this one. We just gotta finish through.
I'm feeling things I've never felt before.
Cheers, guys.
Just do it.
Whew. By comparison, this one's better. I'm gonna wash it down with some extra chicken. If you could press a button and FIDE would be instantly deleted, do you think the chess world would be better off?
Okay.
We're really torturing him more ways than one.
I can't stop my eyelids from tweaking.
I think one thing FIDE actually is really critical for is the rating system and the titles, because we need that. So could we do it? Yes. Do we have any intention to? No.
What is the highest achievement chess.com ever plans to get? If it's not replacing FIDE and owning the chess world. Or maybe it is owning the chess world in another
No one
way.
owns chess, and no one should own the chess world. Like, really.
I agree.
And I think that that's important.
good
But I
answer.
think we get asked this question a lot, so I'm not going to dance around the elephant in the room. We do, because FIDE has done some dysfunctional things, but we've also been criticized, right? But I think FIDE should be aware that chess.com's job is to like serve and grow the community. If FIDE is not also serving and growing the community, then they should be aware that people can and could do it better.
Okay.
So, you know, they need to deal with that.
Good answer.
That's what I'm going to say.
I liked that.
All right, guys. Last one.
My eyelid
one.
is tweaking and my lips are hovering and my fingers are tingling and I'm also feeling other things that I won't share.
Well, congratulations, guys. You now have to try X pepper. This is over 91% pepper X. I don't know what that means. I don't want to know what it means. Let's just get her done.
I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to do as much as I did for the bomb. I'm not going to wimp out,
We
but
went so hard on that,
I-
on the worst one that I don't feel guilty about anything.
Yeah.
I've never cried on camera before, but
first time for everything.
It doesn't make me cry, I just can't feel a bone in my body.
I don't cry. I get
That's
the hiccups
fair.
and my ears get incredibly hot.
Yeah.
Danny getting the hiccups was very funny, I have to say.
I'm sorry, Danny.
Big doll.
Andrea.
That's how I take the, when I took the highest sauce, I took a half of this.
I'm looking at you knowing the pain I'm in.
I don't feel good about that.
You
a little bit more. You need a little bit more because
Little
like,
more.
we truly put ourselves through it.
I am literally physically tweaking. Is that not enough for you?
We're tweaking worse.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
I was crying. What do you mean you don't believe that? It made me physically cry it.
Tweaking is worse.
And it's not because Danny's answers made me emotional. I'm
No,
okay, let's
the
do it.
speech about women in chess was really good.
It was.
Oh, I don't like that one.
Oh, sour.
I don't like how sour it is.
like the flavor.
Honestly, they're just so much better than the
I don't
bomb.
like it. No, it's not. What are you talking about? That was worse.
Speaking of Andrea, you ready to hit him with the hardest question? Maybe one of the most
Okay.
controversial.
Are you ready, Danny, for your final question of hot sauce?
Do it.
I will ask it before I chug milk. Why did chess.com let Hans back into the site?
That is a great question, and one that everyone is going to get the answer to.
That's amazing.
That's
You're in the
huge.
middle of filming a documentary. You're gonna
When
get
is it
my
coming
version.
out?
You're gonna get Hans's version. You're gonna get Magnus's version. I am legally under
But
NDA
continue.
to not talk about it.
Is there anything you can answer?
I can say what the public knows,
Okay.
which is that Hans cares more about being back on chess.com and cared more about being back on chess.com than anything else he went through. And despite being sued and personally named, we did that in
Was
order
it
to move
hard
on.
for you to allow him back on after he listed you as one of the people he personally was suing?
Yes and no, but I can't talk more about it.
And what about people who are criticizing, saying chess.com should have apologized if they banned him and then let him back? Do you feel like chess.com owed him any apology?
No, I don't think we did, but I do also feel for Hans, and I'm also say this: I'm glad he's back. That's what I'll say.
Wow, that's very wholesome.
Well, I think that's a good note to end on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Comment if you want us to do this with more chess players. Who would you recommend that we invite on the show next?
Oh, you got to get Magnus, and you got to get Hikaru. You got to get Levy. Then you should probably get Hans.
All right,
would actually
Danny's
be
just living in
Go
a
for it.
dream state.
Guys,
Go
please
for it.
like and subscribe so that this is popular enough that we can rope other chess players into doing this. On that note, we'll see you hopefully on another episode.
Cheers.